What's good, everybody? It's your boy Big Nate. Welcome to a very special episode of Big Nate's Book Reviews, home of the best book reviews. We're reading the ultimate yearly book showdown to figure out what was the best book I read all year. So we're taking all the fiction books that I read this year. We're not doing my self-improvement and my little just random shit. No, not today. That'll have to be a separate tournament. But no, today we're doing all the fiction books I've read, which amounts to not very much actually. 32, which actually happens to be the limit of this website. What am I doing? Bro, I've gone way ahead of myself. Doobie right here, it's ready to be sparked. Today we smoking this one. I've decided we're smoking this one for St. Nicholas. So, shout out to St. Nicholas, and we're smoking this one for you. And so, yeah, so 32 books. I think there might have been one more extra that I read that wasn't really that deep in terms of fiction, and frankly, I don't know. You might consider this, particularly in terms of booktube numbers, you might consider this fairly low, and I don't really give a F, bro. Honestly, like, this is my reading process. Is I read at least an hour every day, and we're trying to get that number way up personally. And however many books I read. Honestly, I'm tempted to set myself a lower book reading challenge to make sure I read better books, because my opinion, I am of the opinion that booktubers that are reading like over 100 books, shit like that, they either read a lot, like they're really about the shit, or they're just reading garbage. Like they're just reading trash that they can read super quick for numbers, and that's not your boy Big Nate. Like I said, I might even set myself a lower limit. But anyway, that's all besides the point. I got a bracket right here that if it's successful, I'll pull it up. Actually, hold up. I gotta start it. Okay, so if that works, you should be seeing a bracket up here on the screen. And I clicked random a bunch of times. Random. So I haven't even looked at this list yet. So we're doing this. I'm experiencing this with you as well. So, and as you can see, it's like tournament style. So at the very end, we're gonna have the ultimate winner of this year's 2022 best books I read this year showdown. So let's get right into it. We are starting off with an incredibly difficult decision right off the bat. Ficciones and Beloved. Oh my god. This, can I pass? Can you skip? I literally might skip that one for right now. Because Beloved was just like, I mean, if you've read Beloved, it's literally like an American masterpiece. African-American literature masterpiece. Just masterpiece in general. It's a phenomenal book. On the other hand, not to mention like historically important and all that, but you know, like literally everybody knows Beloved. Like that is literally one of the seminal American texts. Ficciones by Jorge Luis Borges, though, has had such a profound impact on me just as a reader and a writer. Like I've never met like I've met Borges. Nah, I wish, that'd be crazy. But I've never read a more original thinker. And he's like philosophy fiction. And I'm a sucker for philosophy, and it's like he does it so good. And he's like Argentinian, I believe. I should know this shit, but we're gonna come back to that one. That's fucked up. No, let's just do it. Also, my dog is itching himself. Classic. My dog moved to wait to do till I'm recording something to start behaving. So I hate to say this, but this is Big Nate's book reviews. I'm not saying this is like what is objectively, historically it should be, but for Big Nate's book reviews, I gotta do Ficciones. Although that hurts. Oh, I gotta start the tournament. Hold up. That hurts, bro. Dang. This is gonna be bloodthirsty savage. What the fuck? That was the first one. Alright. Damn. You tell me Beloved went out first round, I never would have believed. Sing Unburied Sing, Crime and Punishment. Low-key, that's an easy one. I loved Sing Unburied Sing, but Crime and Punishment is just truly one of the best books I feel like I've read. Right up there with philosophy fiction. And you know, Sing Unburied Sing was not without its flaws. Sing Unburied Sing was not without its flaws, but I really did enjoy that book. It hit a particular soft spot for me for a number of reasons. By the way, I'm not going to go into super depth on all these books because I've basically done reviews for all of them. but I'm just gonna give you my first-hand initial reaction. So Crime and Punishment, yeah, just because, you know, that's a masterwork of all literature. Dude, I'm gonna have to pick between okay, the Aleph and Project Hail Mary. So the Aleph and Other Stories, also by Borges, that one is gonna take the cake. But Project Hail Mary was really good. I really enjoyed that book, like much more so than I thought. Like when I started reading it, and there's a book review coming soon where I'll elaborate on all this. But when I started reading it, I was like, okay, I know I can see where this is going. I can see what type of book this is. And by the end, like, it still got 5 stars from me. Like, truly, maybe, like, okay, put a pin in that. But the Aleph is gonna take the cake, without question. Not to knock on PHM, not to knock on our boy Andy Weir. The Bell Jar and Clara and the Sun. I thought Clara and the Sun was mediocre as fuck, and I've completely forgot about it. Like, that's not true. When I think about it, like, there are some moments that stand out, but it was missing a lot. You know what I'm saying? So it's Bell Jar, which I'm sure I'll talk about in a second when it comes up. But Bell Jar was really good. Bell Jar was really good. I want to make that clear. 100 Years of Solitude and the Dark Forest. Dark Forest being the second in the series, in the 3 Body Problem is 100 Years of Solitude, no question. That's just gotta be. That's gonna be a finalist for the freaking whole tournament for sure. So because it's just, you know, Dark Forest was good, but it's like the writing alone are on entirely different levels, and for that reason, and like I said, literally 100 Years of Solitude is considered, I would argue, one of the supreme works of literature. So sorry, Sissy and Lou. 3 Body Problem, Paradise Lost. That's funny. Dude, Paradise Lost every time. Paradise Lost is one of those whatever something century. It's one of the old centuries that anything before even 19th century, I'm just like old. So, but Paradise Lost was phenomenal. Boy, was it a challenging book, but if you're willing to play its game, it is amazing. It is a phenomenal book. Not to mention just a tremendous influence on literature in general. Like, it's like once you read this shit, you realize how much, same with the Odyssey and the Iliad, you realize it's everywhere. Okay. The Storyteller Essays and Death's End. That's an interesting one. Storyteller Essays being Walter Benjamin, literary criticism. Death's End being the final book in the series of the 3 Body Problem, which I really did enjoy. I thought that was a great series. This is, I mean, for one, this is hard because it's apples and oranges, but at the end of the day, the rubric here is like, would I, like, if I have to pick one of these books to have, what is it going to be? That's actually a really tough one, because Death's End, I actually feel like it's had a pretty big, not big, but it's had a pronounced influence on me as I would even say like a writer, just in terms of ideas. But the Storyteller Essays I did find really thought-provoking about the nature of what is a novel. Interestingly, I'm going to put a pin in that one. But okay. Oh, what the fuck? No. Pachinko and Blood Meridian? Dude, you could not have... That is a hard... You know what's funny is Pachinko, I think blue, Blood Meridian, I think red. It's even like opposite. But... Or should I say complementary? But... Fuck... That, you know what's funny too is I've read them both twice, but I did just read Blood Meridian, and it's pretty fucking good. But damn, so is Pachinko. Put a pause. I'm sorry, I can't put a pause on that. Fuck, that's gonna be the hardest one of the entire series. Damn. Okay, the Iliad and Lonesome Dove. Lonesome Dove, you know what's funny is I actually kind of have to think about that one for a second. But, because, you know, Lonesome Dove is really good and has also had a big influence on me as a reader. Just, like, I was tearing through that shit. I said this, like, I was at my, like, girl's house and it's, like, visiting and, like, not, like, because I was visiting for a short period of, like, for a week or something. Like, I was in town type beat. And I was like, I just could not stop reading Lonesome Dove to the point where I'm like, dude, like, this is low key. I should be spending time with this motherfucker. But that's what's good. She was reading the whole time. just saying. But Lonesome Dove is amazing, but the Iliad is unquestionable. But that really does hurt though. That really does hurt. And Lonesome Dove versus Blood Meridian would have been a good one too, because Lonesome Dove, so I talked about it. I'm having a discussion with Matt's Bookshelf on Blood Meridian and Lonesome Dove, but they had some like crazy amount of parallels, like literally like variety of brutal climates, animal and nature as a force, as an antagonist, like literally killing people, not from people, but like just nature, like being out of water or heat stroke or like whatever, you name it. Like bears jump out. The whole context of the story is the same premise. Anywho, I thought one influenced the other, published same year. Sorry, okay, I just went off. But okay, A Little Life in Siddhartha. You know, that's actually a good one. Very different text here. A Little Life is enormous. Siddhartha is slim, but Siddhartha packs a punch. I mean, just in terms of like life stuff. And you know, A Little Life, I think I was gassing it up too much in my last review. I do, because it's good. It's amazing, but I almost feel like it's more emotional than it is anything. You know what I mean? Like, no, because at the same time, her writing really was good. There's no question about it. But Siddhartha, that's just kind of like a life book, you know? It's like a book you think about for life. In terms of like my own, dude, I actually might say Siddhartha. Ah, that's crazy. If I have to keep one, I'm gonna say Siddhartha. No, I can't. I think I'm gonna. Dang, that's crazy. Ooh, I don't know. Hold on. Oh. Like, is this just stupid? Should I be picking A Little Life? Whatever, bro. Siddhartha. Okay. Okay, well, it's gonna get exponentially quicker, right? That's how this shit works. Okay. Sea of Tranquility, The Odyssey. You're funny. You are literally funny for that. Sea of Tranquility was extremely mid. One of the most mid books I've read this year. It's trying to do way too much in too short of a time. And the writing is just, while good, is not that good. And yeah, no, it's, yeah. The Book of Form and Emptiness, Crying at H Mart. Crying at H Mart. Hey, Japanese. Hey, Jay Brecky, if you're watching. Hey, Jay, I love the book. Check out the review. But yeah, no question. The Book of Form and Emptiness was also a mid book. It was just very, and I'm not gonna lie, I say it was a mid book, and you know what it reminded me of? Murakami. What does that mean? By the transitive property, blah, 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 blah. So, before I get On the Road and The Sympathizer. On the Road was another one that had a pretty big impact on me, but so is The Sympathizer. The Sympathizer was doing a lot, like more than I would ever suggest a text to be doing. Like, it was funny, like satire, it was witty, it was written well, it's crime, not crime, yeah, almost like thriller, like not utopia, the opposite of utopia, dystopia, like history, and like spy story, like espionage. That's an enormous so I'm gonna say The Sympathizer. Plus, VTN Nguyen commented. He was the first person to I did his video for the first video, and he commented on it. It started like blowing up, being like 500 views, and I'm like, yo, what? But it was my first video, but yeah, someone's like, yo, he posted, he named whatever. He called me out, and then it's been radio silence ever since then. Big day in the building, but no, it's The Sympathizer. It's The Sympathizer. Wait, did that work? Oh, hell no. You see this shit? What is... Yeah. Nah. There you go. As I Lay Dying, Night Sky with Exit Wounds. You know, Night Sky with Exit Wounds was... And this is apples to oranges. Night Sky with Exit Wounds is like a poetry collection. As I Lay Dying is like a classic gothic literature novel. And if you know me, you know I like classic gothic literature. And I think I like Faulkner. I don't know, TBD. And I think I've read the books I'd like most. I think it's only going downhill from here. I would have to read Absalom, or I don't know, some other shit. So let's do As I Lay Dying though, because this is a great book. That was a good book, and I thought about it. Nice Wife X. I just I really am just not that big on poetry. That's really at the end of the day what it comes down to. But okay, the Netanyahu's Sapiens. Ooh, that's a tough one because those both had like really interesting impacts on me, almost like intellectually. Like Netanyahu's because of like history and just like straight up Jewish history and like that perspective, and then but Sapiens is like human scale, and I've been thinking about that a lot. Oh, that's kind of tough. Damn. I kind of feel bad saying this, but I think I'm gonna do Sapiens. And what's funny is I liked reading the Netanyahu's more. The Netanyahu's was a better reading experience. But I'm gonna say Sapiens because that's like nonfiction too. But okay, I'm gonna say that. Interesting. The Human Stain and Kindred. I'm gonna say Kindred. I really liked Kindred. It's just another one of those like good ass books. The Human Stain was good, and I like Philip Roth's writing, but that book itself, it was good. But oh shit, dude, this is gonna take a long time. I think this is gonna be a much longer video than I thought. But oh, Storyteller Essays and Death's End. All right, I gotta pick, bro. I actually think I'm gonna say Storyteller Essays. I hate to say it, but again, that's a personal reason. I think in terms of scope of story and ideas, it's Death's End for sure. But Storyteller Essays, personally, he introduced me to a new essay form and a new way of writing, like literary criticism. It's like it's not fiction, but he speaks with like narrative, literary elements, and it's just like that. I was like, I've been writing like Walter Benjamin style type essays. So Pachinko and Blood Meridian, I don't know. I really don't know. I actually what would you pick? If you've read Pachinko and you've read Blood Meridian, which would you pick? Okay, I'm sorry. I'll pick. I'm gonna say fuck, I think I'm saying Blood Meridian, and listen, that might just be because I just read that and did a discussion on it. But Blood Meridian, and you know why? It's probably personal. I could if you chose Pachinko, I would get it. Blood Meridian for me, I think is just like it's that philosophy type fiction. The Judge, he is a whole philosophy. So, fuck. Oh my god, this is brutal, and it's only gonna get harder. Oh my god. Ficciones and Crime and Punishment. Oh my god, that is an excruciating decision. I'm gonna say, Ficciones was amazing, but Crime and Punishment, I think, and I've read Crime and Punishment twice, so that might just be it. But it's just bigger in scope, Ficciones is great, but it's a very slim thing of short stories. The Aleph, which is also Borges, and the Bell Jar. Hate to say it, it's Aleph. The Bell Jar was good, but the Aleph and other stories like that collection by Borges just literally changed how I view literature, just the scope of it and the blending of it in philosophy, and it being so god dang good. His writing. Oh yeah, if you wanna, it's tricky. I'm not gonna lie, Borges is tricky. But if you wanna read a story that's gonna dong, like you like a gong, and you just think about that shit all day, Borges. Start with the Library of Babel, which I crossed my heart and hoped. Actually, not all that, because what if. But next video I'm announcing a podcast. Keep an eye out. And we did an episode on the Library of Babel, and it was fire. Best one yet. Anyway, 100 Years of Solitude, Paradise Lost. Oh my god. Bro. No. Oh my god. Skip. Pass. The Storyteller Essays and Blood Meridian. Okay, I can work with that. Blood Meridian. Oh my god, I don't want to answer that. Okay, the Iliad and Siddhartha, quit playing, bro. Oh, I see. That's what happened. I clicked the Iliad every time. Siddhartha is good. It's not that good. Come on. The Odyssey, Crying H Mart. Sorry, Jay Brecky, holla at me, but it's the Odyssey every time. I think even you would understand that. Sympathizer, As I Lie Dying. That's kind of a good one. Honestly, the Southern Gothic style really speaks to me. But is it that good, though? I actually think I'm going to say the Sympathizer. Wow, that's crazy. Congrats, VTN. Sapiens, Kindred. Oh, that's kind of actually tough. I'm going to say Kindred. I really liked Kindred. I mean, could it have gone a little deeper? Could it have, there's a reason Kindred is not on the same level as Beloved. You know what I'm saying? So maybe, Sapiens is really good though. But, I could have found it over a lifetime of reading, probably. Like, just the idea. I thought the whole middle section was dry. Let's do Kindred. Okay. Oh, my God. Dude, I don't know. Paradise Lost was so fucking good. And it was like... It also... I don't know how to say this without sounding lame, but it's also my, like, aesthetic. Like, just the things that he's describing. It's like... adamantine chains of hell, and like he's talking about planetary cosmic motions with like the most beautiful language, and then he's talking about the fall, capital F, the fall, like Lucifer rising up and revolting against God, and there's a whole war. There's literally a whole war that happens in paradise. Oh, and then he gets sent to hell, and then he makes Earth, and then oh my. Actually, dude, I think I'm going to have to pick Paradise Lost. Oh my God, because 100 Years of Solitude is so good. There's basically nothing that it means to be human that is not in 100 Years of Solitude. And the writing is just phenomenal. Oh, that's hard. I'm just going to rip the Band-Aid. God damn. You could ask me on another day and that might be different. Crime and Punishment and the Aleph. Man, that's kind of hard. I'm gonna say Crime and Punishment, just because again, it's like a fat Dostoevsky novel, which means it's like motherfucking 3 books, and then the Aleph is another kind of short collection. If it was the collected Borges and Crime and Punishment, I'm not even gonna make myself answer that. Okay, Paradise Lost, Blood Meridian. I'll say Paradise Lost. Blood Meridian, in fact, has a lot of parallels. Like, literally, actually, like I mentioned in my discussion with Matt, in Blood Meridian, there's this character, the judge, I'm not going to get into it, but he comes up with, like, this crazy, like, nitrous, like, oxide mixture that he alchemizes, basically, into gunpowder. But, like, that's what, in Paradise Lost, in the war, Satan, they get crushed, everybody gets crushed on day 1, and then day 2 they get nitrous from the earth, from like the heaven earth, and then they like and made it into gunpowder, and they shot motherfucking cannons in that bitch at the angels, but they lost eventually. So anyway, Blood Meridian, there's lots of parallels with Paradise Lost. Paradise, I think, Lost it at the very least has the benefit of added history, and the writing is unparalleled. The Iliad and the Odyssey, actually, I've had that discussion, so I know the Odyssey, but that's what are the odds? Actually, probably pretty high, but dang. Sympathizer and Kindred, oh, that's kind of interesting. You know what's funny? It's like, that's like my contemporary zone. Although Kindred is kind of a modern classic at this point. I don't know. I don't really feel that strongly about it. I'm going to say the Sympathizer, just because I think it's bigger in scope. Crime and Punishment and Paradise Lost. Oh, that one's a really tough one. Skip. I'm not doing that shit. No. The Odyssey and the Sympathizer, I can do that. Oh, are you serious? Oh, no. Crime and Punishment and Paradise Lost. Oh, that's so tough, honestly. Fuck. Oh, because Crime and Punishment has affected me on it. You know what? I'm going to say Paradise Lost, and this is kind of cheating, but I'm like, I think there's a lot of the same stuff in Crime and Punishment and Brothers Karamazov, but that's cheating. If it's like, I think I'm still going to do Paradise Lost, honestly. That had a really big impact on me, especially as a reader. The Odyssey and Paradise Lost. Oh, I can do this, damn. Dang. Ooh, that's incredibly difficult. The Odyssey and Paradise Lost. Oh. How am I supposed to pick between... You know what's funny is this is not apples and oranges. This is very much apples and apples and or oranges and oranges. But, oh, I'm going to have to think about this. Because the Odyssey is like also had changed me as a reader. Because I feel like classics, I somewhat disagree with people where it's like, I almost don't feel like high schoolers should be reading like the classics, because I personally feel like I've had to work up to them, like contemporary, and then like modern classic, and then like contemporary, The Sympathizer and Pachinko, modern classic, 100 Years of Solitude, and then it's like the classics. But so okay, let me just get to this. I really don't know. The Odyssey and Paradise Lost. I'm gonna say the Odyssey, honestly, just to pick, because Paradise Lost is amazing, fantastic, but in many ways it's like the writing is not better, but there's something better in the writing in Milton. But overall, I think like in terms of just imagery, raw imagery and storytelling, I think it's the Odyssey, which is not popping up here, but I guess the favorite, but that makes sense. I mean, all of these make sense right here, particularly like this part right here. This all makes sense. Wow. Okay, that was fun. I guess that was actually kind of terrible, but the Odyssey is the winner of the Ultimate Book Showdown. Best books I read in 2022. Only one can take the prize, and it was the Odyssey by Homer. So W's in the chat for Homer. And thank you for watching Big Nate's Book Reviews, some of the best book reviews.